Is your Papa Ray. I got something else going on here. So if I can figure out what it is. Close all these other things. There we go. I keep getting feedback from myself. But it took me a while to figure out how to do this on my phone. So I was out here yesterday and I was doing some work. I'm going to upload that probably later on today. But I did, I was out here sitting out, by the pool. Got the water running and I probably need to go turn it off here in a couple, put some water in there, getting a little lower than what it should be. I want some water around the tiles and everything. But anyway, so I wanted to open up the channel yesterday just to have it open. I was out here blowing off the cage, trying to get some of these leaves off. It's just a pain in the butt, but slow process, but it's happening. So now I've got this out here on the live stream on the phone. Normally I activate it in the house on my desktop, and then all I have to do is come out here and join it like a person on my phone. So I'm connected with the phone that way. It's the first time I've ever actually activated the live stream from the phone. Like my good friend Lavera is out there doing while she's continuing her journey with her husband, traveling around Asia and Australia. I believe she's in Vietnam right now. So committed to the journey. So I've mentioned her channel before. Out there, she's got a YouTube channel, and I put her link out there on my channel. So I encourage everyone, go out there, see what she's doing. It's, you know, real good. See people out there together, a couple, enjoying life and enjoying each other and enjoying the success that they've had as, a couple in particular, a black couple for that matter. The world kind of depicts us as if, these things don't really exist for us, and they do. We do have successful examples of, our people living together, being together for long periods of time. I'm actually playing with my phone right now, trying to figure out some things just on how to organize maybe some of the shapes or whatever on here. Like I said, I haven't done it yet from the phone, but um, the live stream is up, and I'm just looking at some of the settings on the phone. That's all on the channel. So wish I could move this thing out of the way, but it doesn't look like I can. That's what kind of. Anyway, I'll figure it out later on. If it stays there and has to stay there, then it has to stay there. That's the way it is. So anyway, channel is open. People can join. Let's see. Let me see. How do you get a link? I can probably just get a link here and send out to folks. Let's see. There's people. Here's the thing where you can change the screen settings. It looks like. So let's do it like that. That's the picture in picture. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I don't see where you get a link. I guess I would have to have sent out. That should be able to. There we go. I think it's down here. Invite. I can invite up to 6 people, it says. So let's see who is out there. Get my man on the phone, see what Craig doing. All right. So I sent it out to a couple of people on C, get them to join and then see what happens um, as I bring them in on the phone. If I can bring them in on the phone. So that's that. What's this button here for? Oh, okay. What's that button there for? Brand settings. News and default. I don't know what the heck all that is. Video overlays. Excuse me. Check all this out on my phone later on. Yep. I'll check it out later on. So today is April the 8th. It is April the 8th. It's Saturday, 2023. And I'm just sitting out here, Popa Ray Family and Friends show, sitting outside by the pool cage, doing what I do normally in the morning, which I sit out here and I relax, have my coffee, have my vitamins, vitamin drink, depending on what's going on. I might even have me a little, morning, to do. No, I don't smoke. Never have. Still don't. This is medicine. Use it as an expectorant. It works mighty well. depending on what's going on. Um, I like to, in the day, I'll hit one of these up in the day, in the morning, relax myself, and then the rest of the time I'm just chilling until the evening. Um, so everything that I do is all natural, um, with the exception of one thing. See, it's already working, helping me to break up stuff in my lungs. Um, right. All my blood work is fantastic. So all my sugar level, blood pressure, all of that's fantastic. I've worked hard on making that happen. The weight loss, uh, over 50 pounds. Um, no special diet, really. Just like I've been trying to tell people, keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. Get up, get in gear, get yourself going in the morning. Let your body know that it's awake, and it'll start doing things for you. Um, Reduce the amount of food you eat. You don't really need all the quantities of food that people eat. It's about all the food you need right here. A handful of food right there, right? So start eating regular, smaller, meals. I find that worked for me, and that's all I'm going to tell you is that worked for me. I usually don't eat until about maybe at the earliest, sometimes 11:30. Uh, you know, Deb is here, which is up, early. We might eat um, as early as 11:30, but you know, usually around 1 when I break my fast. Um, and then I may not eat again, depending on how I feel, for the rest of the day, a regular meal. Uh, uh, if I do, it'll be later on in the evening, about maybe 8 o'clock. It'll be something small, light with a salad, vegetables, lettuce, or spinach. I like the substitution of spinach. So lots of spinach, um, lots of water. I do drink a juice during the day, some type of orange juice, and then I'll water it down as I go on through the day, half and half, and then eventually it's mostly all water towards the evening. I do have, sometimes 2 cups of coffee, no sugar, except for some brown sugar. I'll put a spoon of brown sugar in there, and that's how I do. And so, don't walk nearly as much as I used to. My knees really do hurt. I need knee replacement. I'm on bone on the left and close to that on the right knee. So it is painful um, most of the time, all the time, that I deal with pain constantly. So it is what it is. I'll take that and over a lot of other challenges that people have as far as their health is concerned. So contemplating when I'm going to have the surgeries for the knee, because I need both knees replaced. Um, when I can't take the pain anymore, then I'll go and I'll do that. Let's see. So let's see what we got here. Uh, some CVS. So CVS ain't joining. Don't worry about that. Yeah. So anyway, so let me switch this. So yeah. So anyway, so um, there's a lot of things going on out in the world out there um, that we really have to have some conversations about. I'm going to change what's going on the television right now. I don't do something. I do like my own music, you know. So that's what I'm gonna put on. I'm gonna shut this water off now out here. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks. I'm still here. Just playing in the background. So still here, people. So yeah. So now that's all done. Got that water fill up to the top and then pool. That's where I want it at. Loosen up a lot of that dirt in there as I start to clean that pool up. Uh, yeah, I can start draining it and getting it cleaned. So, channel's been open now for going on 17 minutes here. I'll leave it open for a little while longer, just for sake of having it open. Because eventually, I'm going to choose a day and a time when I'm going to open it up on a regular basis, maybe. Or I haven't decided if the format is going to be based on the need of I want to open it up one day and maybe I'll have a regular day that it is open. I'm thinking maybe a Wednesday. And then something happens out there in the news, cycle out there or in the world that I think compels me to want to open the channel up for discussion. I will. Um, One of the things that I did talk about on the recording I made the other day is I had talking about the violence and that's going on out there in the world, and people, it has to stop. Really, um, this is just ridiculous. And for people to want to have what appears to be a discussion about the validity to the violence and the anger that's being displayed out there, as if there are really legitimate points of view for the anger and the venom, hatred, and racism that's being spewed out there. There's no justification for it, no matter what you say. There's no justice. There's no peace. That's all there is to it. And that means what it means. That um, we're not talking this nonsense like other people talk when they say no peace. They mean violence. What I mean specifically is I'm going to keep talking about it. Right? You're not going to get any peace from me when it comes to that. I'm going to keep talking about this nonsense and this attack on our American democracy out there. Um, and anyone who wants to stand up and cry about it and moan about it, you go right ahead. You feel justified in how you behave, you go right ahead. Um, but like I said, know this: if we were friends, then we're not friends anymore. And it's as simple as that. Um, if I used to talk to you and I don't anymore, it's as simple as that. If I don't look at you anymore, it's as simple as that. Um, there's nothing you can say to me that's going to justify how you feel about this nonsense that's going on out there. For all my friends that know me, my background, where I've been, around to many countries, lived outside the country for a long time, and I was able to see a lot of things from the outside looking in, and it is a different perspective, whether you're an American or not. It's a different perspective. One, you get to see how other countries judge you from their perspective. You get to hear them speak and tell you directly. what they think, right? You see it on their television, what they think, news and stories and shows that you aren't displayed here in the United States. And with that being said, um, I have friends from all around the world, um, from every type of religious background you can think of, um, every pretty much color, creed, you name it. And it's not like I went around collecting them like I'm so it's who I am. I meet people, I like them, they like me, and I invite them to my home, plain and simple. Um, I um, for people of different culture, I cater, if you will, to you know some of their needs, but I don't change who I am. And I believe that most of the people that I know, that I would call friends, that I've known and cultivated through the years, you know, think that about me. Um, See, I know it can be done. I can have a Muslim in my home, along with Christians in my home, and we can sit down and break bread, and there's every kind of food available on the table from things that they don't eat. Whoever it is that they are, whether it's you know, you know, people who don't eat pork, or they don't eat meat, and they don't eat vegetables, whatever, or they're from different backgrounds, different colors, all of that. And I have yet to have one fight, disagreement, argument that was violent in nature in any way to ever break out in my home, at my home. Um, and we participate in all sorts of conversations. And I do mean all sorts of conversations. I mean, I've had, um, went out, I've had people at my home that are heterosexual, homosexuals, whatever you want to call them, different, whatever they call themselves for that matter, because I don't call them anything but my friends, right? It's other people that have labels for them. They're just people I know, and society has put some label on them, right? And so those folks as well. And I speak and talk no differently when they're at my home. And I'll give you an example. One time we was talking about something, and some guy got convicted of something. It had to do with uh, rape, and it was a pedophile. Without missing a beat, I made a comment. Now, I've got all kinds of genders around me when I'm making this comment, right? Because it's a social gathering, some holiday or something festive. Maybe it was just people got together for a barbecue. I don't know what it was. I can't remember really. Anyway, and I made the comment based on mythical person from when I grew up that we all kind of talked about, that hung out in the woods. Trying to kids, how you have these, don't go in the woods, da 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 da. And guy was going to prison. I said, yeah, Abba the booty grabber gonna get him. Abba dabba the booty grabber gonna get him when he get up in there, because nobody likes a pedophile. Plain and simple. And you know what? Everybody laughed because they got that joke, right? That means that pedophile is gonna get what's coming to him. Plain and simple, without any putting down of anybody and how they roll in their relationships. Right? Everybody there got it. That's the kind of communication people need to start having out here in this so-called real world, and stop having these stupid arguments, these ridiculous arguments that don't make no sense. You know, if a person wraps a chain around another person's neck and then proceeds to drag them down the street with a pickup truck, anyone who is asked, was that a good or a bad thing to do, and you only have two choices, either to say it was a good thing or it was a bad thing to do, my expectation is if you're my friend, 100% will say that was a bad thing to do. There's no need to ask what's the circumstances behind it. Why did they do it? Like you're trying to develop some story. Well, maybe that guy deserved it. My friends wouldn't ask me that kind of dumbass or make that kind of dumbass statement because they know clearly exactly what we're talking about. That under any circumstances would that be considered any form of justice? Because it wouldn't be. Okay? It would not be under any circumstance. We don't treat human beings that way. There's no such thing as there was good people on both sides of the argument. No, there isn't. In the world of Nazism, there's no such thing as a good Nazi. Okay? There's a Nazi that may do good deeds, may have done good things, may have done something good in his or her life at some point in time. But there is no such thing as a good Nazi. There you have it. No such thing as a good racist. Okay? There you have it. A racist can do non racist things. A racist can be kind to people. A racist can donate to charity. A racist can go to church. A racist can go grocery shopping, can smile, do everything that everybody else can do. But one thing, be a good person. You're a racist, you are not a good person. Period. That's it. No discussion required. By its definition, you are a horrible individual. And that's all there is to it. You don't represent a race of beings called human. You are a subspecies because you behave like a subspecies. Plain and simple. Racism, bad. Say it with me, people. Racism, bad. Bad, bad, bad. That's it. It's not hard, not difficult. Easy A. Easy A. Hatred, bad. Spewing hatred, bad. People who do those things, bad. You get it? 1 plus 1 really does equal 2. Now, you got people that, well, in the quantum physics world, and, hey, let's just use some common sense, which apparently isn't common anymore. Kind of like an oxymoron. Come on, people. Come on. You know what we're talking about here. You know what I'm talking. And I'm telling you, and it is what it is. Whether you like it or not, you are racist. You're a bad person. Can you unracism yourself? I don't know. But it's up to you to change. And I've never done anything to you, and you don't hate me. And if anything that I have said isn't correct, and you can't find anything wrong with what I've said, then why don't you just stop being an evil, hateful, racist person? How about that? Is that a bad request that I'm making? To ask a person to stop being that way? Is it a bad thing for me to ask you to stop hating your neighbor? Is that a bad thing? Because that's what you have to ask yourself when you say that. It's like, hmm, I'm asking you to stop being evil. And you're going to argue against that. Is that your argument? I got the right to be any way I want to be. You do. So, for the sake of humanity, how about you just stop being evil? Stop being a bad person. Stop the racism. Stop the hatred. Where is the argument in that statement? How does a person argue against that? But yet, that's what's going on out there. That is what's going on out there right now. The Jim Jordans, the Marjorie Taylor Greens, little old Newt, all of them, Rick Scott's, the DeSantis's, they're all asking you to hold off on being good, hold off on being kind, hold off on equality and extending love and charity and kindness to your neighbor in lieu of whatever fear it is that he's fearing, whether it's from the crazy nut jobs on the left or whomever, I don't know, some imaginary, you know, whatever, gnomes, I don't know. But we're one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's who we are. And if you're talking anything else, you're not an American. And you don't belong in my country. Maybe you should go to one of them foreign countries where they practice what you preach. Huh? Maybe you should go to Russia. How about that? Because they practice what you're preaching. Go over there. We don't preach that in this country. We preach democracy. We don't preach book burning in this country. We preach the right and the freedom to read whatever we want to read. Where do you get off at? Saying, oh, someone's got an agenda. You got an agenda for having an agenda, thinking that we have an agenda. How about that, Mr. Nutso Job Guy? Come on, man. I'm just going to tell you that's what it is. You, DeSantis, are racist. You do, and you act like a Nazi. You are a Nazi. The only thing missing is your stickers in your office. It's the only thing missing, buddy. That's how I see it. You move like a fascist. Fascism. Look it up in the book. Read about it. Learn about it. This is history. Not making this up, people. We've got books still. And fortunately, we still have the internet. You can go and you can look for yourself. You don't have to take my word for anything. You can look it up. That's what they don't want you to do. You see, we stop teaching this over here because no one said it's not true. You see, no one didn't say this information here isn't true. What they're saying is we don't want you to have knowledge of it. Well, why? Since when is knowledge a bad thing? Remember that saying, knowledge is power? Yeah. Knowledge is power, right? And as we get more knowledge and we begin to understand that knowledge and how to utilize that knowledge to our advantage, right? You have to learn how to take knowledge apply the lessons learned, right? See, project management 101. As I've taught you guys, I've said to you guys before, project management, one of the things that I was taught, project management world is lessons learned. History, right? That's what history is for, is to learn. What has history taught us so far about the way you see a DeSantis, the way he's moving? I don't know the guy. Don't care to know him, right? Really don't. But how is he moving? Is he moving like a person who speaks for democracy? Or does he move like a fascist? Does he move like someone, maybe you've seen in the past that rose to power or have taken power, usurped power from the people without their permission or authority, right? Authoritarian type people in authoritarian type governments in those type countries. Russia, China, Cuba. We just stick with those. Is he moving more like those type of leaders? Or does he move and act and behave? When I say move, I'm going to break it down for you. So people, you moving, you need colloquial terms. No. It's his movements, how he moves about and does his day-to-day business of making change for this state and this country. Does he move like our founding fathers? Does he move like a Washington, a Jefferson, a Hamilton, or a Lincoln? Does he? Is he hoisting the Robert E. Lee? Which one is he doing? Which direction is he moving? I don't remember Jefferson, Hamilton, Washington, Lincoln ever burning any books. Don't remember it. Don't remember them saying, "No, don't learn anything." No, we don't want you to learn. We don't want you to know history. I don't remember that. Maybe he went to a different school, different type of school, and got different information as opposed to a standardized school. But I think he did. I'm pretty sure he pretty much got the same education that I did, probably even better. So what does that mean? Well, that means he's choosing to do this. He isn't conditioned by the education system to think this way. He isn't conditioned by the system or the state because it's being imposed upon him, because everywhere he looks, if he speaks his thoughts, maybe he'll be arrested. See, that doesn't happen in this country. So his influences are those that he has accepted within his own party, maybe a leader in his party, maybe the constituents that follow that leader in that party. Maybe he's trying to appease them. We don't need an appeaser, okay? We don't need no appeasers in this country. We need leaders in this country. We need people who will stand up for what's right and will call out what is wrong. Plain and simple. What we as Americans have considered to be mostly wrong. I don't need the guy or gal to exercise their own personal judgment of right or wrong. We didn't elect them for that, right? We know you got one of those. That ain't what we elected you for. We elected you as a general populace, the majority, and said, we think like this, right? Forget all the, whatever, you implement for growth and economy. But there's a mindset of how Americans and how American life is supposed to be in this country, right? For example, walking down the street, you're walking down the street, and let's say a guy walks by and just walks up and says, taps your wife on the shoulder and said, please give me your handbag. And if you don't, he slaps your wife. Tell your wife to give me the bag or I'm going to slap her again. Well, we know that that's just unacceptable behavior, right? And just unacceptable behavior, right? There's no, well, maybe he needed it. There was a reason he really needed her bag. Maybe if we talk to him and find out, maybe he was in trouble. No, there's no excuse for it, okay? There's nothing to talk about. It's given. It's just wrong. And it's as simple as that. These are not complicated issues that are going on here, people. So let's think about that. I've gone over a little over 12 minutes, but I wanted this to be more like a 30-minute thing, like I've been doing with my posts. A little bit over, about 12 minutes over. I might go another 3 to say goodbye to everyone, a little bit less, whatever it takes to do that. Just to close this out. So I like to say again, people, let's remember, let's treat each other like human beings with love, dignity, honor, and respect. Treat people how you expect them to treat you and how you would like to be treated. If you don't want someone walking up to you arbitrarily and spitting in your face, then don't spit in anyone else's face, right? If you don't want someone to just arbitrarily take your life, take your possessions, take the things that you've worked so hard for, take away your dignity, then don't do those things to other people. And even if you feel like doing all those things because you're just plain evil, you have a brain. You can choose not to be that way. So, if you claim to be intelligent, even intelligent, evil people don't do evil things when they know they shouldn't do it. Why? Because they're intelligent and they know it's better not to. See, you people that out there doing that crazy stuff, you're coming off as you're not intelligent, regardless of why you're doing it. Because even evil people of intelligence recognize that what you're doing is wrong. So, with that being said, folks, people, my family and friends, loved ones, so Popa Ray, remember, treat each other like human beings with love, dignity, honor, and respect. And you should always expect the same. We're all human beings. This is your Papa Ray. Signing off, Papa Ray, family and friends.